As you may know, in 2022, new withholding tax regime was introduced in Poland. The regime itself is very restrictive, which means that even if you have the entitlement to apply the withholding tax preference, meaning the withholding tax exemption or the reduced rate of withholding tax, you have to pay the tax to the tax authorities and then apply for tax refund. This is the case of payment of interest, royalties and dividends and particular fees to non-resident in Poland. What is important when you look at the CEE region, other jurisdictions are far more simpler than the Poland. For example, Hungary applies no withholding tax upon payment of interest, royalties and dividends to non-residents. In Czech Republic and Slovakia, it is also easier to apply the preference in Poland. Basically, you have to hold the tax residency certificate of the recipient and check whether the recipient is in fact the beneficial owner of the given payment to apply the withholding tax preference. In Poland, the latest provisions were issued on so-called withholding tax guidelines. According to them, it will be not that easy to apply the withholding tax preference when it comes to payment of interest, royalties and dividends to Polish tax non-resident. For example, the withholding tax preference will not be applicable in case of payment to so-called income administrator, which is basically the entity which is obliged to pass through the given payment to other entity. Additionally, even if the given double tax treaty does not contain so-called beneficial owner clause, the tax authorities argue that it will be also necessary to check whether the recipient of the payment is in fact the beneficial owner of the payment to apply the preference. Additionally, the Polish tax authorities argue that it is not obligatory for the Polish tax authorities to use so-called look-through approach in terms of payment to a given non-resident. Should you wish to discuss your withholding tax position, please contact us.